Chapter 4. The Price of Power. The next morning, Aaron woke up with his head pounding. The bruises on his knees, leftovers from yesterday's falls, hurt almost as much as the frustration gnawing at his chest. Sitting at the kitchen table, he stared at a cup of cold coffee, while Jake walked in with 2 sandwiches and a mocking grin. "Made any progress yesterday?" Jake asked, dropping his bag on the floor. Aaron shook his head. "If by progress you mean making a mess out of everything, then yeah, huge progress." Jake laughed, then sat across from him. "I get it. But power is a beast, hard to tame. This isn't a video game where you can just reload and try again." Aaron nodded, and just as he was about to reply, a faint glow appeared at the edge of his vision. That shadow he had come to know well. The timer. 900 hours. The number blinked before his eyes, small, almost imperceptible, but relentless. It was like a clock marking the total amount of time Aaron could still freeze. 1,000 hours. It seemed endless, and yet every use chipped away at it. An invisible limit, a countdown without sound, a meter he couldn't stop. "You know, Jake," Aaron began, looking at his friend. "I'm not sure exactly how it works, but this timer, it's going down. Every time I freeze time, the number drops." Jake grimaced. "You're an idiot for wasting it on stealing pens?" Aaron laughed bitterly. "Yeah, but now, I want to use it for something bigger." The thought of robbing the casino had become an obsession. If they did it right, that would be the turning point. All it took was planning. All it took was not screwing up. "All right then, let's start planning," Jake said, pulling a worn notebook from under his jacket. "First rule, know the place. Schedules, guards, cameras, emergency exits." Aaron looked at the notebook with hopeful eyes, but deep down he felt a shadow of doubt. He wasn't sure he was ready for something this big. That power was changing him, and not only for the better. The following week passed in a series of disguised stakeouts. Every evening, Aaron and Jake met under the flickering street lamps of side alleys, watching the casino from cafe windows, jotting down every detail they could catch. During one of these sessions, Aaron froze time to slip inside unnoticed. The eerie silence of the room was almost terrifying, but it gave him a chance to study the interior. The dealer's table, the locked drawers, the hidden safes behind the walls. Jake tried to follow, but bumped into a decorative statue, knocking down an invisible vase that luckily shattered in the frozen silence. Aaron burst into muffled laughter, trying to calm his friend. "Jake, relax. We're nowhere near ninja level yet." But the mishap made Aaron realize how difficult it was to move under the tension and responsibility this heist carried. In the following days, Aaron began to feel increasingly exhausted. That timer before his eyes seemed like a monster slowly devouring his life. One night, coming back home, he stopped in front of the cracked mirror in his hallway. The scar near his eye glinted under the dim light. "How much time do I have left?" he wondered. The timer read 874 hours. Not much, considering how often he had already used the power. Jake called him right then. "Hey, ready for the plan?" "I've got a new idea for getting inside the casino." Aaron sighed. "All right, but this time we have to be perfect." The pressure kept growing, along with the fear that one mistake could cost them everything. That evening, as they went over the plan, Aaron realized just how much he had changed. He was no longer the frustrated 30-something stuck in an office job, but a man torn between an incredible power and a ruthless countdown. Looking at Jake, he almost saw a brother. "This won't be easy," Aaron murmured. Jake nodded. "But we're not alone." Their pact was simple. One last job, the perfect heist. Then, maybe, a new life. But time was against them, and every frozen second was 1 second less to truly live.